here. I am the real pretty please,
Anonymous, and we got
Jose, your social media guy.
yeah.
This is your social media guy. Literally how it sounds, okay? This is the one. So let's go ahead and jump right into the rapid fire.
Let's do it.
Alright, I'll start with a pimp or hustler.
Hustler.
Oh, okay. Xbox or PS4
PS4.
or PS5, whatever.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, whatever.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Okay, you like PlayStation, you said?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, let's see. If you sipping on liquor or you sipping on beer?
I'll probably do a shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tequila.
UFC or boxing?
UFC all day.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Period. Okay. As an artist, would you be at the studio or at the after party?
Studio.
Okay.
Focus.
It's that social media
Locked
shit. Lolos or like old school or like foreign cars?
Foreign.
Me too.
Alright, let's jump into a little spicy one. Are you single or taken, Jose?
Taken. Yeah, taken.
Take-
That's right. Happily taken. Okay, period. Let's go ahead and jump right into the wheel.
Alright, let's see.
Gonna spin it.
See what I got. Craziest drunk story.
Ooh, after those tequila shots hit, I
Tell
want
us,
to know
tell
the craziest drunk story.
Let me see.
He's all, let me see if I can remember.
To be honest, we were on this like influencer, kind of like
Content
house, like a content house.
Okay.
And we ended up at, I don't know if you guys know Louis Castro, it was his birthday. So we ended up at his birthday thing, and all the influencers was like, oh, you guys gotta catch up,
Ooh,
Right.
So it was like the
pressure.
Murillo twins gave me a shot, and then after that, I don't remember. I just remember like
God.
getting there, and after that, I don't remember.
And you blacked
how I got
out.
home. Yeah, I was done.
That's
Because
funny,
one thing,
bro.
being with influencers, like you can't say no. You're just gonna.
I've seen that. I see
Drink.
how
You be getting peer pressure?
and Brittany.
It's not really.
Let me
I think.
drink.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really peer pressure. I think it's more of like just the environment.
The
That's
vibes.
specific knowing.
But
Yeah.
it sounds it low-key
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah,
peer pressure
yeah,
though, because
yeah.
he blacked out.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was-
crazy.
Yeah, because everybody was giving me something different too. You know what I mean?
He
So,
was
it
like,
Dang.
"Come on, fuck it. I'm here for a good time, not a long time."
That's right.
It was
That's
crazy.
right.
That was the last time too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
so
bad
you
afterwards.
that was it. You tapped
Yeah.
out.
He clocked it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, your social media guy, that's your handle on Instagram. And you are actually at 51K
Yeah,
followers.
followers, yeah.
That's a pretty big
Sick.
following. And I feel like it takes time to get there.
Yeah.
So I see that you specialize specifically as content creator.
Yeah. Mhm.
And meaning marketing
Yeah,
plus
100%.
your monetization,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay, sweet. Can you tell us just a little bit more of?
Yeah, so on the
Your
agency,
aspect.
so I have a business, right? It's basically like a content agency. So
Oh, nice.
in that content agency, help like small business entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants kind of scale their social media presence. But even on a personal level, I've been able to grow mine, my YouTube to 52,000, my IG 51,000, TikTok 118. Just been able to scale, work with brands, collaborate. Obviously, some pretty dope relationships along the process, but content changed my life. So
I believe it.
And how, but what do you mean by like changing your life? What has it really changed? Like besides, obviously, I feel like mentality. Yeah, how did it change your
Yeah.
mentality?
I think in a lot
Let's
of
start
ways,
there.
you know, because I mean, I grew up, you know, like most of us do, you know, grew up in the hood, grew up here in Logan.
Oh no
I
way!
didn't- yeah,
What?
yeah.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah, and nobody knows.
Wait, okay,
yeah.
so you're from San Diego,
Yeah.
born and raised.
I was actually born in Florida, but then we went to
Oh,
Mexico for like 5 years with my parents, and then came back and relocated here in San Diego.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
yeah.
So you're not from San
You're
Diego.
born in
Ah.
Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you came
But I
to
pretty
the
much
West
grew up
Coast.
around
Right, right. So
Yeah.
San Diego made
That's
you.
what's
Yeah,
up.
100%.
Period.
Always, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And like, do you remember Florida?
No, I was literally just born there. A couple of months, we went back to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then
Oh my god.
So wait, so your
Yeah.
first language is Spanish?
Spanish. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Spanish.
All of us here too.
Yeah.
Latinos.
But,
Is that Chicano?
Facts, but
That's right.
yeah, I mean, growing up, like I never thought, you know, you can make a career out of this thing. You know, it's not a traditional
Right.
route.
I was gonna ask, at what point in your life did you realize, like, how old were you, and like, what were you kind of facing at the time that you
Yeah.
realized that that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, to be honest, like a lot of us, right, financially struggling, I wanted to get into real estate because I thought that was going to change my life. And in that process, I was helping out the mortgage company that I was interning with to create content. Long story short, the president of the company liked what I was doing, had me go up to Irvine.
He's like, you're in the wrong field.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Hey, but those are doors that some people miss.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
true.
didn't.
Yeah.
You were like, you know what? It is true because sometimes I feel like we need people sometimes to direct us.
Yeah.
We can be
That's
going
true.
to a path, but some people see the outside vision of you and be like, you know what? I think this is where you could. And some
Yeah.
people take it in consideration, like you did, and
Yeah.
some people throw it away, which you didn't.
Yeah, I think
so
the biggest,
that's right.
Yeah, the biggest thing is like, there's always going to be people that are going to come into your life that know maybe a little bit more than you
Right.
that
Yeah.
can just shift everything because their perspective is so
Period.
much bigger.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know? So-
I'd say a big key there is being open-minded
Yes,
as well,
for sure.
not
100%.
being closed-minded. And how do you feel the future of AI and the newest technology
That's a great
has
question.
affected us or can affect us?
Yeah, I think it's going to continue to evolve, just because like even the whole like influencer space has changed so much already in a
Right.
short period of time. So I was working a couple years now with traditional deals with brands.
Okay.
Is no longer working, right?
Right.
I actually use a lot of AI when it comes to like my management of my clients' accounts. So it just solves everything because it
Everything.
allows for you to have that overthinking that a lot of us have
Right.
whenever it comes to whether it's a post or scheduling or a script. With AI, it just solves everything, gives you a clear blueprint. You leverage it to your advantage, and if you're, if you don't see it, again, awareness, right? If you don't see it as in like, oh, AI is going to come and take my job, but rather, how can I leverage AI to
Right.
take myself to that
That
next
part
level?
right there.
You'll be, you'll be
You
doing really well.
sound very open-minded and very open to growth.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's helped you a lot with
100%.
stability and just to be able to have
Yeah.
your family where
Yeah.
you want it,
Yeah,
because like you
100%.
said, you came from, back and forth, and I know that TJ life is nothing like over here.
Where
You
were
know.
you exactly in Mexico?
Michoacan.
Oh, no
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what's
I've been to Michoacan once, and oh my god, it's not my thing. I'm more of like a city person.
City, yeah.
I love the city,
Yeah.
but it is so beautiful, so green, so
I
lonely,
bet.
so it's just
Yeah.
so crazy. What?
It's a super small town called La Mojonera. Like
La
nobody-
Mojonera?
yeah, nobody knows. Even if you're from Michoacan, you probably wouldn't know. Yeah.
He said, even if you
what?
are, you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't know that.
Which okay, so look, that brings us back to like it really got you out your comfort because
Yeah.
now you're the social media guy. So
Yeah.
you come from like a little ranchito that is kind of like it's so small que
Yeah.
like you said, even if you're from the city, a lo mejor ni sabes.
Yeah.
And now you're like more of like I want 100,000 million people to
Yeah.
see me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
And that's
that's
the city
dope.
it's learned from me, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you pour that education out.
I think a lot of us, and that's how I see things, right? Like I was a very shy person growing up,
Okay.
but I think after my brother passed away, it kind of gave me that like, if you're here, it's for a reason, because it was very close, obviously it's my brother, right?
Dang, I'm sorry
And
to hear
so yeah, but I think ever since then it made me realize like, hey, like, what else has my family sacrificed for me to be here?
Period.
You know?
that. Wow.
And
Period.
it's a generational thing. So it's like your grandparents started something and your parents started something else. My parents came here to the US to give me a better opportunity. So then after that I was like, okay, what's my cross? What do I
Right.
have to do and what do I have to,
That's right.
continue to evolve.
We appreciate that as humans, our growth. For example, Mr. MTK as well. Shout out West Coast Radio.
go.
Let's go. I feel like he's helped us a lot. He's learned a lot, like from his own stuff, and it's just like what you're doing. You're just pouring it out. You're spreading your seeds, and you start in the home.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I always
That's-
love sharing too. I think there's plenty to be around. I think when your cup is full, it's meant to overflow into other people.
That's
Okay, come on.
We getting
Don't be
deep
stingy
today.
now. Don't be stingy.
I mean, that's a big deal in our culture. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like a lot
yeah.
of times people have like an opportunity or something, and they'd be like, nah, because what if she outshined me? Or
Right.
what if,
What if they got a one up on me and could do it better
Yeah.
than me? And that's a fact.
Nah, I think for me, it's like I personally get happy when I shared something or gave somebody some gain,
That's
and that
right.
impacted their life in a way where they're like, man, I wouldn't have had this opportunity if it wasn't for you.
He's
you
like,
know
I
what I mean?
sleep better at night when I share the good news and
Yeah,
hold it
it makes
back.
you feel better.
And
You know
that's
what I
a
mean?
fact.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like that too. It
That's
could be
good.
anything. It doesn't have to be like obviously financially and stuff, but just in anything perspective or just an advice that people sometimes need, or even a hug, or even like, hey, how you doing? Because a lot of people don't get that,
Yes.
So, oh damn.
All right. Well, we actually were introduced to your social media guy through this one event that you held. I think it was last year, right?
Yeah, last year, Creator Network. Yeah.
Creator Network. I remember remember Pretty P was like, yo, Hainas, we gotta pull up to this, and we're like, okay, we'll be there.
Who is me? I'm the one your girl tryna please. I'm the one that got your girl on her knees. Her nigga mad, so he grabbed by her leg. Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yes, I do. Ladies and gentlemen, they are in the house. Round of applause. Big shout to Hot Ass Podcast. They are in the.
You know, us growing our podcast, our channel, and our personalities, we're like, okay, let's get out there. And honestly, we found the perfect opportunity, and we met your lovely wife, Anita. Shout out Anita. And we see you, you guys.
And likewise, you know, I think you ladies are crushing it. You know, I love the concept. I love the vibe.
Gracias,
so I think you're, all three of you are eventually going to be like you already are, without already knowing it, but a staple in the city. So.
Oh my God! You know what? Hey, you know what's funny ass joke right now? I know we're gonna make fun of each other, but whatever. I was like, we were walking around Plaza Bonita. I was like, it's a free meet and greet right now.
Yeah, I like that.
No, but it was funny. And then these high started laughing at me, and I was like, hey, wait on it, please.
You have to have that confidence within yourself. You know what I mean? Because if not, I mean, people are always gonna talk and say whatever, but if you see it in your mind, it's gonna happen. You know, nobody can take that away from you.
Which I feel like that's what you took as well. You know, it took it takes the motivation to really step out and get it done.
Yeah,
the faith, I feel like the faith to never lose faith with whether it's your past, because like you said, like nobody can really outshine you if you stay in your own lane. You feel me? Like you could give somebody some juice, but at the end of the day, they're not in your lane. They're in their own lane. So
we each have our own purpose.
So it's kind of like how can they really outshine you? You know, teamwork makes the dream work. So that's all I'm saying. So what's a high note to you?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like when you hear like when you hear the high notes, like
like Chicana, you know what I mean? Like obviously we're here in San Diego, Barrio Logan, you know what I mean? Low rider, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
It just brings the Chicana girl.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a Lolo.
It's a culture, you know what I mean? Like I grew up here in Logan, so it's like it was always a part of, you know, a culture and growing up, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like again, like I said, a staple. You know, if you're from San Diego, it's a staple.
Okay, period.
That's right. It's true. And I think it's mostly here, because I don't think you hear that in the East Coast, or you don't hear that in Florida, or, you know, it's just like mainly here in the Southern California.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I get to travel all over the country, and it's home, you know, so it represents us, you know what I mean?
That's lit. That's lit.
On keep hearing. I like that one. You have another question?
Hey, next time you ask that question, maybe like in a year from now, they're gonna say it's the three of you. You know?
That part.
You're gonna brand it.
We gotta put like exclamation points.
And
this edit put exclamation points.
Because even in my mind, that's how it is now.
That's
you
right.
know, and somebody says that, it's like,
I know, and we get that a lot now. Like they be like, oh, like it's the Hainas, like, and they're like, who the fuck are the Hainas? And they be talking about us.
It's so crazy. I'm sure now, you know, compared to how when you started, you look back as well, and you're just like, that's really me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really we really did that.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, you two already see it. You know, it's just there's this quote that says like, you're already who you want to be. Your environment just hasn't caught up.
Period.
You know?
We gotta work harder. It's kind of like how you expect things. It's not all of like people be like, oh, just manifest it. But without putting in the work, how you gonna get it? You feel me? Without really changing shit, you ain't gonna get nothing. You don't just get blessings, and God ain't just gonna give you nothing if you're not working for it. Like He don't even like lazy people either. So it's kind of like,
ooh, get into it, girl.
It's kind of like, come on, you know.
Hey, the other day, Miss Anonymous here was like, it takes a couple L's to spell
millionaire.
You feel me? Like, okay, that's right,
that's
Anonymous.
True.
I love that.
Because sometimes we do get bummed out. And you ever had an experience where you're just like,
that's exactly why I was gonna say you gotta keep people around you that support you and motivate you, because we will come into the point where we do doubt ourselves. But that's why we gotta surround ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back,
you ever doubt yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yes and no, right?
Right. I'm not saying like no other way, because you're still who you are now.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about like when you kind of like felt discouraged, whether it could have been with family, with friends, with
that was a big part.
relationship, with yourself.
That was a big part for me, because like I said, like nobody in our family thinks this is like a thing, you know, especially
in your family.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, no sabe. Hasta they see it, and now they're like, okay.
No, but that makes
different,
sense
you know?
though.
Yeah, so
It's true.
But I mean, that's the only kind of like maybe doubt that kind of creeps in because you're like, damn, do they not
You see
believe in me,
others,
kind of thing.
yeah.
But then I always knew like there's something that's gonna happen. I don't have to try to explain it now. A year from now, 2 years from now, they'll be able to see it without me even having to say anything. You know?
Right.
Your work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Your work speaks for itself.
But it's
I
a
don't know why.
process.
I'm like, consider that.
No, it's definitely a process. Like I've been, trying to change my life for the last, I would say, like 8 years, and it really has been maybe like the last 3 that really has shifted a lot.
Wow.
What's 3 things that you had to cut off completely that you can like name?
That's a
like
good one.
something that got
That's
you where
a
you
really
are
good one.
now.
I would say people,
Okay.
so like bad company.
Negative.
Yeah, I would say vices too, like whatever that means to you. And third, I would say just removing that doubt. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, like, you're the only person that can really
Change
take
it and
Yeah,
go.
because
Okay, I don't like
other people
that.
can motivate you, but if you don't feel it, it really isn't gonna do anything.
Y'all heard it first and here live from your social media guy. That was literally free game right there.
Facts.
Y'all heard that.
If you
so-
hear it, you hear it. If it's not, then it's not meant for you. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna go ahead and head on out. Give us a follow, subscribe, and like. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
So,